With 33,000 ranking points and bragging rights up for grabs, it's now time to turn our attention to the first ranking event of the 2025-2026 snooker calendar. Hello guys, welcome to Daddy and the Don Sports. My name's Phil, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the upcoming 2025 Snooker Championship League. This is of course the first ranking event of the season. Not only is there £33,000 up for grabs for the winner, there is also a place at the Champion of Champions, which takes place later on in the calendar year. Ali Carter will be the defending champion, and success here has paid dividends in the past, with most going on to qualify for the World Championships, and in some cases, especially with Luca Bressel, going on to win the World Championships itself later that year. So how does it all work then? So 128 players are split into 32 groups of 4, where each player plays each other once, and the winner of each group progresses to phase 2. From there, the 32 group winners are placed into 8 groups of 4, where they all play each other once again, and the 8 group winners all progress to phase 3. The 8 players are then divided into 2 groups of 4, all playing each other again, with the 2 winners playing off in the grand final. All games are played over 4 frames, so there is the possibility of a draw, with the exception of the grand final, which is a race to 3. Unfortunately, there are only 5 top 16 players at this year's event, with Barry Hawkins being the highest ranked player in the tournament. Unfortunately, this does happen with these types of events. It is played over virtually 3 weeks, which for £33,000 isn't really going to attract the top players, and the amount of ranking points they're defending, this is small fry for them. But it does give lower ranked players a great opportunity and great exposure in this short form to cause a few upsets and to climb up the minor rankings themselves. We'll now take a quick look at each group, and I will give a few players at the end that I think could do some serious damage in this tournament. So it's only 4 frames, anything can happen, but here we go with Group 1, and I think Barry Hawkins should win this one fairly comfortably, as should Zhang Anda in Group 2. Group 3 sees Sean Murphy as the big draw here, won the Masters earlier in the year. You've also got CJ Weir should win Group 4. Chris Wakelin, who did really well at the Worlds, he's in the top 16 now, expected to come through this group here. And Ali Carter, defending champion in Group 6, should get through this one, but stranger things have happened. And Gary Wilson, who I'm not expecting to do major damage in this tournament, but he should do enough to win Group 7, as should Tom Ford in Group 8. In Group 9, Wu Yees is expected to win this one, and in Group 10, it's Jack Jones who's the favoured seed, but he has been in really poor form this last season and a half, so Ben Mertens is there ready to pounce on any poor form on this one. Stuart Bingham should win Group 11. Group 12, Dave Gilbert is the top seed, but again, he's not been on great form himself, so Lewis Heathcote will be one to watch there. Group 13, very good group here. Jack Lazowski will be the favourite. He is good over the short form, but Ashley Carty and Ross Muir are no mugs, so we'll give him a good run for his money. Jungsu Pang and Oliver Lyons are the top players in Group 14. Should be Pangs for the taking, but Lyons will be there to pounce on any poor form. 15, this is one of the most competitive groups in the entire first round, and you've got Stephen Maguire as the seed, but you've also got Michael Holt, James Carville and Liam Graham there, all in good form and should be a really competitive group. 16, we've got Joe O'Connor and Zach Zurity, 2 really informed players here, and I feel whoever wins this group could go really far, but it'll be definitely one of those 2. But you've also got Andrew Paget and Liam Pullen also inside the top 100, so really good competitive group here. Group 17 now, and Elliot Slessor is the ranked player here, but you've also got 18-year-old Stan Moody waiting in the wings, and I'm going to call an upset here and say Stan Moody takes advantage of the short form and Slessor's inconsistent form that he does show to progress here. 18, Sejun Yuan is the favoured player, but you've also got Stuart Carrington and Alexander Ursenbacher ready to pounce, so could be a really competitive group here. 19, expecting Li Pifang to come through this fairly easily. As with Group 20, Zhao Yulong should come through this very comfortably as well. 21, it's Noppon Cyankam, but you've also got Liu and Burns ready to pounce on any slips there. 22, Matt Selt. Not his biggest fan, I've said in previous videos. He is the seeded player, but Scott Donaldson, who's done really well in this tournament in the last 2 seasons, likes the format, could cause an upset, and I'm going to call it here. 23, you've got Jimmy Robertson and Mark Davis rolling back the years. They're the 2 favoured players. Jimmy Robertson is the seed, so it'll be interesting to see which one gets through there. And in 24, you've got last year's runner-up, Jackson Page, expecting to come through this one. You have got the whirlwind Jimmy White in there as well, but I think this one is just going to be Pages for the taking. Group 25, you've got Ryan Day and Matt Stevens. Could be anyone's really, whoever turns up on the day. Both great on their day, but both inconsistent as well. 26, it's Ho Shun Liu and Jamie Jones. Could be nip and tuck here. You'd favour Liu, but Jones does have those one-off games in him, and it is a short format. Luca Brissell, he'd be fantastic in this type of tournament. Struggles with stamina at times, but he is one of the best players in the world over a short session like 4 frames, and I'm expecting him to win Group 27 with absolute ease. Group 28, it's Ricky Walden and Robert Milkins. Walden will be the favoured player, but he has had fatigue and back issues in recent years, and the Milkman does always deliver, so be interesting to see who comes through here. You've got Zhu Si and Zhengyi Fang in an all-Chinese affair here. Again, it'll be nip and tuck to see who comes through this one. In Group 30, Ben Wollaston, bit of a revival at the Worlds, playing his good stuff again. Again, he's struggled with chronic fatigue, but he is now back. Short form should suit him. He'll come through this group. Tepcha Anu should win Group 31, but you've also got Rhian Evans in there representing the women's tour as a high-profile player and commentator. 32, Go Kwang Hee and Daniel Wells will battle it out for that place in the second phase. So in terms of who I think could actually do damage and go quite far in this tournament, obviously, depending on this first round, the results will be different to what I've just predicted there. So you'd have to see the further stage once they've been drawn. But I do feel players like Barry Hawkins, Zhang and even CJ Weir to that extent do prefer a slightly longer format. So Sean Murphy, he's going to be one to watch. Again, he's good in the long form, but he's also good in the short form as well, and he's got everything. He can do all aspects of the game, so that does sort of favour this type of tournament. I think Chris Wakelin could do fairly well as well, but other than those 2, you're looking at Luca Brissell as well. They're the 3 that I'd say are really up there. I think whoever wins Joe O'Connor and Zach Surtees' group will go fairly far as well, and I would like to see Stan Moody do really well at this tournament. Short form should suit him. Whether he can handle the pressure if he gets to the later stages will be another thing. But I do feel there's a few of the Chinese boys coming up through the ranks. So Wu Yi's, Xu Yulong and Li Pifang will definitely be ones to watch. Outside of that, I can't really see anyone. But again, it's a short format. Anything can happen. Let us know in the comments anyone that you think could go really far or even win this tournament. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next video.